Hey new golfers, today's lesson is on distance. How do we get more distance from our hit and how do we control that distance is very important in a good golf swing. So just like Ben Hogan's book here, Power Golf, we're going to be learning how power is going to help us in our golf swing. So there's going to be three things we're going to be working on today. Let's get started with stance or setup. This is the most important part of a good, powerful golf swing. When we get set up to it, we've got to have the right stance to produce the power to hit a good shot. So I want to show you three different stances and you let me know which one you think is a good, powerful stance. The first is my feet are going to be really close together. So when I'm set up with my feet really close together, notice when I swing the club, there's a lot of tilting from side to side. Now this tilting is going to slow the club down and be difficult to produce the point of contact I'm looking for. The second is I'm going to go with a really wide stance. My feet are spread apart very far. And from here, now when I go to swing, I'm going to move laterally side to side a lot. So I'm going to swing over here to my right and swing over here to my left. And again, be very difficult to produce a point of contact consistently. The third is I'm going to go with my stance with my feet right under my hips and shoulders, a very balanced setup. I'm also going to put my arms directly under my chest, right in the middle of my setup. And from here now, when I go to make my turn, I'm nice and balanced, back and through the swing. This is the most powerful setup that you can use or stance that you can use. So again, feet right under your shoulders and hips, nice and balanced, arms right under your chest, club right in the middle of your feet. Okay, this will help you again produce the most power and consistency of your point of contact. The second thing we've got to look at is the length of the club and the length of our swing will produce the most power or control the power through the swing. So if I take a nice turn and like we've learned, a nice big circle, that club will travel back farther through the swing and travel through farther through the swing. This will produce a distance of the shot that I'm looking for. When I make that circle or that turn smaller, same thing on the way through, it won't go as far. So again, it will depend how far you are away from the target. If you're further away than this iron will go, we've got to use a longer club like the metal wood. So you notice it is a lot longer, which will produce a bigger arc. I'm going to lay these clubs over top of one another, and you're going to see when I take my circle, the metal wood will travel further back along that arc, which will produce more power to our hit. So if I'm farther away from the target and I've got to try to reach it maybe in 2 or 3 shots, I'm going to use that metal wood to try to get me closer to that target quicker than the iron. So again, depends on the distance that you want to go, which club and which length swing you may use. The third thing is, in order to produce power through the swing, we've got to transfer our pressure from one side to the other to produce speed. So a lot of times with new golfers, what I'll see them do is I'll see them kind of lean back on their downswing and try to scoop the ball up into the air. Again, this is not producing the right amount of power to get that ball to go to our target consistently. The other thing I'll see them do is lean forward a little bit in their backswing and again kind of chop down on the ball. So all their speed is slowing down by the time they get to the ball. In order to produce the right amount of power, we've got to turn back, and we notice we turn towards our right side in that right leg, and as we push off and go through, what happens is all that pressure goes to that left side, and now my right foot goes up into the air. This looks very much like throwing a ball. So a pitcher in baseball would do the same thing. They lean back on that right leg, their trail leg, and then push off towards the target or towards the catcher to produce the most speed and power. You're not going to see them lean back to throw the ball accurately with speed to that catcher. So what we're going to use here for this is a starting block, this little wedge. This wedge is great for learning how to transfer your pressure from one side to the other in the golf swing. So when I go to swing back, notice my weight or my pressure has pushed into that block there. It has not leaned over it. And my head has stayed still while I've turned, just like we learned before. So this is a nice backswing position. Now my downswing, I got to make sure to push off that block to get to the low point and fall through the swing correctly. So a good powerful swing is loading into that trail side, pushing off, and following through. This again will move that club a lot faster for your swing, which will hit the ball a little farther, and again, keep that consistent point of contact. So keep this up. I hope you learn a lot through these lessons here. Please send me any info you'd like to work on, and we hope to see you out on the golf course soon.